Hello, welcome. This is episode 1 of Aryan's Bastion tutorials. I mean, you can basically just rewatch these to understand everything. This is episode 1, Bastion Basics. I'm just going to be going over like all the basics. There's nothing really, I'm not going to go super in depth. It's just the very high level stuff. So first of all, for the route, you're going to want food, or sorry, for the hotbar, you're going to want food, axe, like your tools, blocks, a lava bucket, and flint and steel. This is basically just going to be what you're going to have when you enter the nether. So you should have a boat, should have some sort of blocks, tools, food, a lava bucket because you entered, and then flint and steel as well. And then there's 4 different bastion types. So these are the 4 bastion types. The first one is bridge. I'm going to go over all the bastion types in this video. So this is what bridge looks like. The main thing is if you're kind of running to the bastion to be able to identify what bastion it is. This one's pretty easy to identify. It's super, super wide, as you can see. It has these 2 things sticking out at the back. And then if you're looking from the front, it's super, super obvious because you have these 2 massive pillars, the chalice on top, the bridge in the middle. And then it's, again, like basically you should be able to identify what bastion this is. It's also super, super tall. This highest point here is super tall. If you're like at this point, you can tell from these lava falls. It's pretty obvious. The goal in every bastion is to get the gold and then bring them to the ramparts. Ramparts are this common area that every bastion has, where there's usually a lot of pigs here, and there's chests. We want to loot chests for obsidian and other resources, and we want to trade with the piglins with the gold. So in this bastion type, you get all the gold here, and they're going to go up to either this rampart or this rampart. The ramparts, I'm assuming, yeah, I have them both on triple. If I put them on random, though, you can see they can be different heights, so they can either be single or triple. Triple is the super tall one with these pillars, and it's as tall as like these eyes. And then you can see single is much, much lower than that one. And you want to usually go to the triple rampart. So if I do it again, here you can see the right side is triple, so you want to go to the right side here. So get the gold, go to the right side and trade the gold. Yep. Then we're going to go over to Stables Bastion. So Stables Bastion is different. So it has the common part here is these, or like the interesting part here is these stable units. There's 6 of them, right? There's 1 here, 2 here, and then by 3, so 6. And there's 3 ramparts. The ramparts here have 3 variations instead of 2. The first one is triple, so it's very similar, right? You have 3 chests up here. Then there's double, or lantern, some people call it. It's pretty tall. It's almost as tall as the triple, but it doesn't have like this section. So it has the 1 chest here and the 1 chest down here. So it has 2 chests. And then single is super short. If you're standing here, you can tell because you can see how the single, like you can't really look into it at all. And it has no basalt, right? Double has this basalt on it, and then triple has this basalt on the bottom here as well. So you can tell it's triple. Even if you don't see the top half or the heights at all, you can tell from the basalt, right? So you see this basalt here, you have the chest there, so you know it's double. And then single, the chest is going to be back here. The gold here is going to be below the right rampart. So there's gold here. There's 4 blocks here. And then there's 5 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 this time. It can be up to 6 in that. They're all 90%. So that's stable. Sorry. So there's either gold here, or there's also gold potentially here as well. There's gold here. It's the same sort of layout, right? You have 5 blocks here, and the 4 on the wall over here. But yeah, that's stables. The route in this is you usually want to get these chests first, because the chests are super disconnected from all the gold down here. So you usually want to get the chest first and then go down into the gaps, is what they're called, for the gold. Then we have treasure. Treasure is also super obvious. It has this big massive cube with super flat walls, super massive. On the back here you have these super tall pillars, right? Like you have these pillars that go all the way up. No other bastion has this. And obviously it has this massive lava basin in the middle with this bridge across. So treasure here is interesting because this bastion is basically always the exact same. The only variance is the gold and like what locations it will be in. So the route here is you start on this bridge. You get these 2 gold blocks. You run up this rampart. You connect the 2 ramparts. So you run up, connect the 2, and then you're going to, this is right here is going to be your trading hole. And the gold's all up here. So basically, you get these gold, run all the way up. While you're running up, you connect the ramparts, and then basically all these pigs and all these pigs that would chase you up, which can all get to the hole, and then you're gonna mine this wall, trade the gold, and then the same thing on this rampart. There's some gold up here, and you can see it in the back actually. So you're gonna get all this gold, and then you're gonna trade it with the piglins that are right here in this hole. This big cube is basically useless. There'll be a lot of stuff you'll figure out with it, but the main route is you basically ignore this in most speedruns that you have this Bastion in. So yeah, that's treasure. And then the last one is housing. This one you'll see looks super similar to stables, where it has this weird section in the middle, and then these ramparts up there. Interestingly though, this one only has 2 ramparts, as you can see. If you remember, stables had 3, and you can also see that it's misaligned with, like, these units are misaligned with the ramparts. Right here, there's like a full chunk of space between the ramparts and the housing units, which is not the same. It also has the center section. If you remember, stables just had like stables doesn't have like that center unit, right? It just kind of has all of them like right next to each other, and again you can see they're not aligned. Or sorry, they are aligned in this one, right? They're perfectly aligned with the ramparts. Or in housing, that's not the case. In housing, the gold is in a similar spot, but instead of stables, it's all just beneath this middle rampart, which is aligned with this chest right here, right? See this chest? It's aligned with the middle rampart, and all the gold is right here. So if I go in creative mode, you can see all the gold is going to be right here. And I think there's some here as well. Yep. And all the gold is right there. So we're basically gonna. There's 2 routes in this one. The first one is you take the chest, you break the chest in the middle. You get all the piglins to follow you into here, and then you trade the gold. And the second route is you start at the top. You get these chests, and then you bring all these piglins up here, down into the rampart. So they're both similar. They have advantages, obviously. This middle route, you get this chest here, and you get this chest here, so you get 3 chests. Where here potentially you could get 3 chests plus, So this one, sorry, I should show this. The middle rampart, like the one that's aligned with the chests in this rampart, will always be triple. This is the only rampart that's guaranteed to be a triple. And then this left rampart can be one of 3 variations. You just saw 2 triples, which is called double triple. There's this one, which is a single, and then there's also ruin. Ruin, which is super lower, as you can see. I don't know if you remember, but the single was like aligned with this top part, and it's there's nothing here. There's no chest, nothing. So there's 3 variations for that one. But yeah, the middle one will always be single, triple. So you could get 3 chests, you could get 4 chests, you could get 6 chests. If it's double triple, I would always recommend doing this top down route. It's called top down because you do top and then you go down. Because when you go down here and trade this gold, right here, you can also just get this chest super quickly. So this chest is basically always guaranteed. Basically, the choice is between 1 chest or 3 chests. There's a lot of decisions you'll have to make, and you'll figure that out. But yeah, that's basically Bastion basics, and we'll now go more in depth into each Bastion.